Welcome to the Robin's Nest with glass artist Robin Hoerth. I'm Liv Wessel, and today we're going to make a little giraffe sculpture.
So we're going to be making a little giraffe sculpture. I'm using a super light transparent yellow color for the body. You can make it out of whatever color you'd like. And I have a punty ready in my non-dominant hand. I'm going to start from the butt and move my way up. I like a nice round butt, so I do want my gather to be nice and round. Once I like it, I'll let it set up for a couple seconds, and then I'm going to weld a strong punty onto my butt. So that's a good connection. That's going to be strong. While that's cooling down, I'm going to start heating up the other side. And I'm going to weld. Well, I'm not going to weld. I'm going to heat up where I want kind of my chest to be. Once my chest, I'm actually going to tear this one off. I'm going to kind of make like a peanut shape. And I do kind of want it swooped back a little bit. So I'm going to favor one side when I'm letting it cool. See how it flipped up a little bit? It's a nice little detail. And I'm going to weld the head on now. I'm welding my head separately so I have more control of the look and the length and the taper. Make a good connection. They're both hot. Touch, out of the fire, tiny pull. Past my connection is where I'm going to heat. I'm not pulling, I'm just heating. Out of the fire, pull. Flame cut. Pretty far away, it is a giraffe. Pretty long. Gather this back a little bit. Now that's my chin, my cheeks. Not my chin, it's my cheeks. And I'm going to weld the snoot on there. The reason I weld my snoot onto my cheeks is so I have control over that nice taper. It's something that I care about when I'm making my animals. I'm going to heat the top, the bridge of the nose. A little tap. For the giraffe, I'm doing a tiny little head. You're going to do strong welds for your ears, just for your first dot. So those are two good connections for my ears. I'm going to go back and add more glass with bad connections because I know I'm going to flame sculpt it. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger than what they need to be. I'm not worried about how pretty they look. I'm worried about the proportions. I'm going to get that hot. Now it's a good connection. Out of the fire. Pinch. Heat that up. Make sure it's good connection. Out of the fire. Pinch. Now that it's got little bare ears, you can use your tweezers or you can use your glass to kind of point them up. Heating up half the ear. Touch. Pull. You can kind of fuss with it if you need to. For my giraffe, he's kind of really small. It's hard to put the little horns on there. You can if you really want to. It's just kind of tricky. They're just two little dots on there. They don't need to be huge. They don't need to be pronounced or nothing. I think you can get away with not putting the little horns on there. And then eyeballs. Side of the head. Push, pull, flip. Push, pull, flip. Make sure you like it. Melt them in if you do like it. If you don't like it, tap it off or rip it off. This one I'm going to poke around a tiny bit. There we go. Got my little giraffe. Face all done. I'm going to put the legs on the same way I put the neck on. I'm going to heat the body. I'm going to heat my color rod. They're both glowing. Touch in the fire. I'm going to really weld the underside, kind of the armpit. Come out of the fire, tiny pull, and then I'm going to draw on the leg. I'm going to make it longer than what I think I need it to be, because it is much easier to shorten something than it is to lengthen something. Do not pull while you're heating. Out of the fire. Now pull. Pretty long legs. It's a giraffe. Match it on the other side. Heat my body. My body's underneath of the fire. My color rod comes in from above. Touch. Hold. Get that armpit really hot. That's where your cracks are going to come from. It's that armpit. Let that set up for a couple seconds. Start heating your color rod. Do not pull while you're heating. Out of the fire. Pull. Flame cut. So those are my front legs. Because my giraffe is so small, my connections are really good. I'm going to go ahead and put polka dots and my little decorations on. I'm using caramel for my polka dots. I'm going to do one side, and then I'll do the other side. I'm not going to go down on these skinny parts. It's not worth it. You're just going to destroy your giraffe. I put my dots on there, and then I go back and I melt them in. The bigger your giraffe is, the less you have to be worried about the distortion of putting your polka dots on. My giraffe is really small. It's really easily distorted. And I'm going to draw a stripe down the back of its head for the hair. Make sure you seal it at the bottom and at the top of your mohawk in particular. That's where your cracks are going to come from. You can use your tweezers to kind of squish it if you want to. It's just kind of fun. I don't think you need to, but I think it's fun. So I do give it a little ruffle sometimes. It's a nice little detail. If you need to fix your head positioning at this time, like if it is looking weird, now is the time to do that. You can like change its head. Sometimes it's gonna be like looking away and up a little bit. I kind of snooty.
Giraffes have attitude, everybody knows that.
It's true. Mine do anyways. You can't sit with us. And I'm going to punty onto the chest so I can do the back end of the giraffe. I don't punty onto the legs. My legs are thin, they're fragile, and I do not want to distort them. The chest is bigger, it's solid, it's harder for me to distort or disrupt it. Rip that off, clean up your butt. Go ahead and put your back legs on the same way you did your front legs. I'm going to heat one side. Giraffe is underneath. Color rod comes in from above. They're both glowing. Touch. Hold. Get that seal on there. Your cracks are going to come from the inside. And these are not going to have a knee. These are just straight legs. This is a little cutie pie giraffe. Anything with knees, it's harder. I mean, I do love a knee, but this little guy doesn't need it. And she knows it. Flame cut. Other side. I'm going to pull my back legs kind of away. It's going to help it stand. It also makes it look a little bit more realistic. If the legs aren't just straight up and down. It's also just easier to make it stand if they're in different poses. And then we'll do a little tail. Giraffe's tails are kind of long. Good connection, just like how your legs. We're going to finish up the decorations, the little polka dots. I'm going to go pretty fast putting my dots on here. Again, not even going to attempt putting it on my legs. It's really not worth the risk. It's just too hard, and the sculpture doesn't really need it to translate. You run a higher risk of disrupting your entire sculpture, and I think it looks really pretty without it. So I'm not going to risk it. And then I'm going to put some of my caramel on my tail. I'm going to do some more because I like a long wispy tail. And now the fun part of making it stand. Go ahead and look at it, see where your mistakes are, pick your favorite leg, and then just start working from there. I'm going to take off material from all the legs. There's a bunch of ways you can make things stand. I start by cropping them, and I'll start by moving them around. If you are getting cracks, it is because you have bad connections. And I'm going to pull my leg out a little bit. You don't want them to be in a straight line. You want them to kind of be zigzaggy almost. It's not a lot of weight or anything for it to hold on to, but so I heat the thigh and then I can move the whole leg. And then I'm going to look at it and see if all my legs are touching. This back leg is being a real diva. So I'm going to push it forward a little bit more. Make sure you're checking it constantly. Rocking it, see if it can stand or not. I heat the ones that are a little bit taller, and I'll just let them squish to flatten them. I mean, giraffes have hooves. It's not a bad thing for the have a little bit of a squish on there. There you go. Now they're all touching. I'm using this tool to hold it in front of my face instead of using the paddle because it's easier to see. And then I'm going to grab her under the chin. I'm going to tap her off. She pops right off. Flame polish the chest. And then set her on the slab. Ta-da!
Adorable. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It really does help to support us. You can also find more of Robin's work at robin-glass-studios.com.